Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I've got game 3 of a best of 3 between nAni and DIMAGA. nAni is the red Protoss player in the lower left position, DIMAGA the blue Zerg in the top right. This is game 3, it is the deciding match, and it is from DreamHack Summer 2012. So boy am I looking forward to it. It should be really awesome. The first two games have been spectacular play by both of these people, so do check them out there on my channel. If you've somehow got to game 3 before watching game 1 and 2, maybe you're one of these people who likes to know the ending. Do you read the last chapter of a book? If you do, that's cool, each their own, but I'm gonna spoil game 1 and 2 by telling people what happened, so cover your ears for a bit or something, or just go and watch game 1 and 2 first, because they're awesome. So yeah, game 1, DIMAGA went for a massive Ling Bling all-in, which by some miracle nAni held, and then proceeded to just tech up and just go and kill DIMAGA, because DIMAGA's all-in didn't do enough economical damage to make it worthwhile. Game 2 saw nAni try and do a big Blinkstalker play. Didn't really work. DIMAGA crushed it with some good Baneling drops, and that kind of went all pretty fancy. It went on, it dragged on a little bit. Well, it didn't drag on, but it went on longer than I thought it would. DIMAGA pulled back to really tech up to the lair, get up to hive, rather, get up those Broodlords, and use that Broodlord force to really just finish it all off. But it was actually quite close, because DIMAGA waited, in my opinion, just a little too long after dealing a crushing blow to nAni, and should have just gone a bit sooner. And that kind of allowed nAni the time to get up Colossi to defend it a bit better, and it was all pretty close, but in the end DIMAGA took it to level up the series 1-0, and thus we are here at game 3. And well, it's going to be fun. nAni again putting this pile on the logo. I'm going for a Nexus first build, which on this map is pretty safe. It's Cloud Kingdom. It's quite a long map in terms of rush distance. This third base for DIMAGA can also be just a little bit awkward to take, because, well, there's this entrance, and then you've also got to worry about your natural. So because of that, it can make defense a little bit awkward. Both game 1 and 2, DIMAGA took a third base at around 4 minutes, so very early. It'd be interesting to see whether he goes for the same again, getting 4 Zerglings out this time, which is kind of in the middle. Game 1 he made 6, game 2 he made 2, and this time going for 4. So guess he's just not too sure where or when he wants to go. The forge is out, so is the gateway, and the complete wall off being formed here by the probe. This single overlord is there sitting, wanting to know what's going to happen. The other overlord sitting here, just making sure there's no cannons or anything coming down at the third, which he is safe from at the moment. This overlord will pull back to here. This high ground, a great position to stick an overlord, just for any of you Zerg players wondering where to put them. That's where. Now here goes down the third base again for DIMAGA at around the 4-minute mark, so super early, and so far really nAni hasn't put any pressure on there to try and harass that in any of the games, so quite surprised. But here we shall see the Cybercore coming down in the back position. The chrono boosts are actually being saved up, so I'm a bit interested to see what nAni is going to do with that. Whether he does just hear a load of chrono boosts off on the Cybercore. But there they go. They were just delayed a little bit, so nothing to fear. We do have that probe getting spotted by the Zergling, which of course is very irritating for nAni, but very lucky for DIMAGA. It means he knows exactly what will be coming at him and will push away any sort of hidden pylon or something. This Overlord is getting a good scout off of everything that is happening, and the Cybercore finishes, and almost instantly Warp Gate tech started but was then cancelled, so I don't know if nAni realised he did that. Hopefully he will, otherwise if this goes on, this could really cost him the game if he doesn't notice that he cancelled that Warp Gate tech. But there we go, he does notice, luckily. And now will he spend some chrono boosts on it, because he's got a lot of chrono boosts saved up. So I'm just really interested to see where he's going to go. He's blowing them still on the Nexus, but he's saving them up quite a lot, so that's an interesting approach. We've got Sentry coming out after this Zealot. The Zealot, where is the Zealot? That's a good point. There's a Zealot on the field. I just don't know where it is. This is fun. Let's find it. Oh, just sitting in the Watchtower. So the Watchtower's down there. That Sentry out now means that nAni's in a great defensive position. DIMAGA, he's droning hard. He's getting queens up everywhere. He can have a queen per base. Now DIMAGA is so stylistic, and he gets 1 queen per base and doesn't actually get any creep tumors early on, which is something a lot of Zerg players would think was absolutely insane, but it seems to work for him, so don't judge. 38 workers apiece right now. DIMAGA is still droning really hard, basically spending all of his money on drones at the moment, getting that Zergling speed down. He's just getting his second gas. I like the way he gets one gas in the main, one gas in the natural. It's quite cool. If a scout does come in, then might assume the 4 gases are down, or 3 gases are down, but again, at this sort of level, you'd expect the observer to just go and have a look around everywhere. Of course, it wants to see the tech in the main as well, just to know exactly what he's got to deal with. The double Evo chamber coming down again, so DIMAGA looking like he's going to be favouring Zerglings, those double upgrades early on, as he has done in the previous games. This one Zealot is getting actually focused down by 4 Zerglings, and now, for those of you who don't know, you can kill a Zealot with 4 Zerglings, but both those players were macroing perfectly. Basically, to kill it with 4 Zerglings, once one of the Zerglings gets to red health, you put it back and just re-engage it again, so the Zealot's auto-attack focuses a different Zergling, and you can just hold. The robotic facility's down, that first Immortal is out, the +1 Protoss ground weapons is on its way, and Warp Gate tech is finished. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gateways added on. That'll take up to 6 gates, and with those 2 Immortals, that is really scary all of a sudden, because that is a lot of force which can come and hit DIMAGA at a time he doesn't want it, to be honest. He's taking a 4th base here. That's a good choice. That's a very early 4th base, but honestly, DIMAGA just needs to make sure he can hold any of these pushes, and currently when he's droning so hard, he's already up to 65 drones. He's going to put him above 70 now. Getting that macro hatch, he needs to be ready for a lot of incoming pressure. And now these gateways are finishing up. This is going to come very shortly. Those 2 Immortals are out. The War Prism's there. Will it pick up Immortals? Who knows? We'll wait and see. But these Zerglings, they are running forward. Needs to take the Watchtowers. DIMAGA is suddenly very much missing information, which is never a fun position to be in, but this War Prism will get spotted by the Overlord, but of course it also gives vision of the Overlord, so the sentries could take it out if he chooses to, but actually at the moment just going to put it back, and DIMAGA is now going to be left guessing yet again what is coming at him. He is getting those 32 Zerglings, getting the Roach One, getting the Baning Nest. The 1-1 upgrades are half done. If those upgrades finish, it would help tremendously, and actually it looks like nAni is just positioning up to take a 3rd base, which would be surprising, especially off of this. He's got so much in terms of production ready that I'm surprised he's not going to go and push, but maybe he just is trying to force DIMAGA to build a lot of units and then just sit back. But no, at the moment that Zergling is going to poke back and forward, and perhaps it was just a ploy by nAni, and will DIMAGA fall for it? Well, he's going to send that Zergling over to try and see, but the 3rd base is getting taken behind this, which is a great move. But this is all going to come down to how good these hits are going to be. More Banings in production, 16 already there, 8 more coming out. Baning speed isn't done though. The Roach one has finished, but no Roaches are in production as of yet. Just a lot of Zerglings. The 1-1 upgrades are done. There's those ventral sacks again rather, and could see some more drop play come down, but that's not going to be out for quite a long time yet, nearly another minute, and it looks like nAni's going to pull back. Doesn't want to go for it quite yet. Where is that War Prism? Just sitting up here with those 3 Zealots, but look at all of these Zerglings. Great defense at the moment here, and the main base is pretty safe. It's not easy to get in. The Overlord placements are there, but in come the Zealots. They're dropping down, and they're actually going to get taken down really hard, but a good little pickup, so nothing was lost there by nAni. DIMAGA has got his 4th base up. If we look at the work count, 66 to 62. Have many been killed? No workers killed on either side. We're already 12 minutes into the game and only 150 minerals or resources lost on each side. They are minerals, no gas units have been killed yet. Double Colossi production. The extended thermal lance is on its way out. No Twilight Council yet, so no +2 upgrades on the way for nAni anytime soon. DIMAGA on the other hand, he's got 2-2 started, and this big Zergling force is looking quite good. The Ventral Sax is done. The Overlord speed upgrade not done yet though. Spire on its way out, and really we could see some more big Baning Rain again. And with all these Immortals, I can't help but feel DIMAGA's in a great spot because he hasn't built any Roaches, so those Immortals are not going to be good against anything that DIMAGA's going to be throwing at them. However, these Colossi, they will be very effective. And wow, there's a lot of gateways being added on. We are going to be up to 4 Colossi any second. That's a real money number. That's sort of the start of the critical mass. With the extended thermal lance as well, DIMAGA could have some issues. And well, the 4th base is up. That's the only real saving grace. He's still a base up on nAni, which is exactly where you want to be as a Zerg player. Creep spread going quite nicely now. This is why I personally love getting an extra queen earlier, and I think it works so effectively, because at like 12 minutes, if you had got a queen just for creep third, your creep would be out to here by now, and you'd be ready to engage this force directly. DIMAGA is nearly maxed out, sending more of the Zerglings in, just sacrificing them to get an exact count on stuff, and he could actually have some problems because that Spire isn't done yet, and with 4 Colossi out, it's going to be tough to deal with only ground forces, but we do have a lot of Banelings in production. We've got a lot of Banelings already in Overlords, and well, it all just comes down to how good will the Bane Rain be. There's not many sentries on the field, there's only, well, 7, and there goes down the force field straight away, but here comes the Baning Rain. That could be the problem. Force fields are not effective against that. There's a second wave of Overlords trying to come in to hide it all, but in comes all of these Zerglings. Great force fields out of nAni right now, and he's doing an absolutely great job at defending this force fields, protecting the Colossi as best he can, and if the Colossi stay up, it becomes very difficult for DIMAGA to engage this directly. And it looks like DIMAGA is actually not going to be able to break this push quite yet, but a lot of these units are very low on health, and that is only going to end badly for nAni. But DIMAGA, he does have those 2-2 upgrades, but he just doesn't have enough stuff. He could be about to lose his natural. He is streaming in Zerglings after Zerglings, but those Colossi are in such a great position, they're not actually getting engaged. But here they go, the Zerglings are able to come in here. The Banelings were detonated by being killed before they could get in. All 4 of those Colossi still up, and suddenly DIMAGA is looking like he's in absolutely huge amounts of problems. This War Prism is there, ready for the reinforcements, and well, the natural base here for DIMAGA is getting absolutely annihilated, but he does have a 4th behind this. Is there anything else going on at all? Well, there's just an Overseer over here, so no drops or anything yet. The natural base does fall. That's a big hit to production, remember, as well. The Corruptors are out now, so these Colossi can finally be dealt with, but a great force field means reinforcements will not be coming in for a couple more seconds, allowing nAni to push forward to this third. If he takes out the third, DIMAGA is going to be in such huge problems, but in come the Corruptors now, and the Stalker numbers aren't huge. 1 Colossi falls. How quickly are they all going to go down? Only time will tell. And well, so far this is not fun in the slightest. All of these Colossi are now down, and suddenly DIMAGA is looking to be in a better spot. And it all depends really how much stuff can he pump out. He's getting Rotors, he's getting those Zerglings out, and well, this is looking to be still very, very tough. He ideally wants to save this third base, but I don't think he's going to be able to, and that now just puts him down to essentially 1 mining base very shortly. The main is nearly mined out. nAni, of course, is on 3 bases still, but here we go. But all of these Stalkers are backing out. They want to stay in a corner where they can't get surrounded by the Zerglings, but finally DIMAGA looks like he's going to clean up this push and be safe for the time being, but I just can't help but feel he could almost already be out of this game. But I mean, what is nAni doing behind this? Well, he's got very few forces ready to defend. The work account very much in nAni's favour, though. The income really says it all. That is very much in nAni's favour right there. DIMAGA trying to retake his natural and third base, his main, getting very low on minerals. I mean, 100 minerals left in one of those patches, so suddenly this is just not fun. And well, it's fun for us watching. DIMAGA, what can you do? Well, you've got to do something quickly, because otherwise you're allowing nAni to rebuild these forces. He's getting a lot of High Templar, morphing in some more Archons. Upgrade wise, he's getting +2 only now. That is compared to DIMAGA's 2-2 upgrades already finished. And well, DIMAGA needs to do something big, and he needs to do it relatively quickly. He's got a lot of gas banked up. That's why he's getting those 36 Banelings. Some Bane Rain would be effective, but if those Overlords clump up, well, obviously these Archons will deal insane splash damage. This Overseer has been allowed to like survive for pretty much ever. We've got a War Prism and a Archon on their way. Great is that Overseer there, just preventing production out of that robotic facility for a while. But nAni, he started his 4th, and suddenly this becomes less fun for DIMAGA yet again. DIMAGA really needs to do something, because he's been behind for a long time in terms of income. I mean, still, he's not leveled it out by any means. If we look at the work account, that is still not level at all. Only 45 drones. You can't support that off of 4 bases. You don't need that many drones for 4 bases. You only need that for really 2. And, well, nAni's force is suddenly looking very, very threatening. And how is he going to be able to cope with this? Well, in come an awful lot of Overlords. There's a lot of Banelings there, and DIMAGA essentially has to wipe out this force and deal a lot of economical damage very, very soon. There's a pylon, there's a War Prism. The War Prism is being used for the power to warp in. There is no Colossi though in this group, so these Corruptors are going to be completely wasted supply at the moment, and wasted money as well. There's not even any Colossi in production, and neither player wants to engage. I mean, DIMAGA, he needs to get big hits off with this Bane Rain, and nAni needs to defend as well as possible. And here we go, we're going to see the engagement now, and out come the Banelings, and this is doing huge damage. All the sentries are getting picked off incredibly fast, which means the Zerglings and Roaches can get in to deal with this force very, very quickly, and DIMAGA engages that incredibly well. And suddenly nAni is forced to run away as fast as these little stalker legs can carry him. But another warp in of Zealots here to their death. The Corruptors finally have a purpose, which is to kill that Warp Prism, and that actually went really, really well for DIMAGA. If we look at the loss tab, this is so even right now. Literally only a couple of hundred resources different, and at a 21-minute game, that is very, very significant. But still, the point is, look at the income difference. There is 68 harvesters for nAni to only 45 of DIMAGA, and that is reflected, especially in the gas income. Nearly 3 times as much gas income from nAni at the moment as there is for DIMAGA. But to be honest, DIMAGA, he needs to do something more, because I can't help but feel he keeps crushing these forces, but nAni just has the income to rebuild. He's also got those more high-tech units, such as the Archons. The only advantage DIMAGA has right now is just more stuff. If we look at the army supply, 115 to 63, so nearly twice the army supply. A fake Baneling drop coming in here. And, well, will the Stalkers try to focus down these Overlords? Yes, they are going to. But, of course, nothing there. But that's just soaking up fire, allowing DIMAGA to come in and deal as much damage as he can. There's not many force fields available. And, well, this is just so much happening. The Roaches are absolutely eating away. And it looks like DIMAGA is actually coming out on top here so far. Great blink micro by nAni though, but nAni's losing too much stuff. His army is suddenly looking very, very small. DIMAGA is streaming in with more and more Zerglings, and there's the GG, and DIMAGA takes this series 2-0. 2-1 rather. So that was a awesome best of 3. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you enjoy my cast, that'd be brilliant. The one question I have for anyone watching is, please let me know. I kept health bars up all the time because I think players will prefer that, but do let me know if you prefer the health bars up on everything or just selected. That'd be super, super helpful. I'm trying to work out what people want to do the best sort of casts for the majority. Subscribe, obviously that'd be awesome, and most importantly, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.